Part 60. Jupiter Temple, 12th of the 10th, 80 to 15th of the 8th, 88 CE. Rebuilding the Jupiter Temple, 81 to 88 CE. This chapter deals with the rebuilding of the Jupiter Temple by Domitian. Built 509 BCE, destroyed 83 BCE, 416 years. Rebuilt 69 BCE, destroyed 19th of the 12th, 69 CE, 100 years. Rebuilt in 3 of the 12th, 75 CE, destroyed 5th of the 10th, 80 CE, 5 years. Rebuilt 15th of the 8th, 88 CE, abandoned in 392 CE. Ezekiel 33:21. In the 10th month, on the 5th day of the month, one who had escaped from Jerusalem came to me, saying, the city has been struck down. 5th of the 10th, 80 CE, one who escaped from the fire said, the temple was burnt down. Ezekiel 29:1. In the 10th year, in the 10th month, on the 12th day of the month, the word of Jehovah came to me, saying, 12th of the 10th, 80 CE, Titus spoke to Domitian. Jeremiah 32:1. The word which came to Jeremiah from Jehovah in the 10th year of Zedekiah, the king of Judah. 80 CE, Titus spoke about rebuilding the temple. Ezekiel 31:1. And in the 11th year, in the 3rd month, on the 1st day of the month, the word of Jehovah came to me, saying, 1st of the 3rd, 81 CE, Titus spoke to Domitian about rebuilding the temple. 2 Chronicles 16:13. And Asa slept with his fathers and died in the 41st year of his reign. 14th of the 9th, 81 CE, Titus died. Ezra 5:17. Now therefore it seems good to the king, let a search be made in the king's treasure house, which is there in Babylon, to see whether it is the case that a decree was made by King Cyrus for the building of the house of God in Jerusalem. And let the king send his pleasure to us concerning this. 81 CE, Titus made a decree to rebuild the temple. 1 Chronicles 28:11. Then David gave Solomon his son the pattern of the portico of the temple, and its buildings, and its storehouses, and its upper rooms, and its inner rooms, and the buildings for the propitiation cover. 1 Chronicles 28:12. And the pattern of all that he had by the spirit of the courts of the house of Jehovah, and for all the chambers around, and for the treasuries of the house of God, and for the treasuries of the dedicated gifts. 1 Chronicles 28:19. All this, said David, has he made clear by writing from the hand of Jehovah upon me all the details of the pattern. Zechariah 6:13. Indeed, it is he who will build the temple of Jehovah, and he will be a majesty and will sit and rule on his throne, and he will be a priest on his throne, and the council of peace will be between the two of them. Domitian will sit on Titus' throne. He was high priest. 1 Kings 15:25. And Nadab, the son of Jeroboam, began to reign over Israel in the 2nd year of Asa, the king of Judah, and he reigned over Israel 2 years. 81 CE, Domitian was king. Titus was king for 2 years from 79 to 81 CE. Esther 3:7. In the 1st month, which is the month Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, January 82 CE, Domitian reigned. Esther 9:1. Now in the 12th month, which is the month Adar, on the 13th day of the month, when the king's commandment and his decree were about to be executed, 13th of the 12th, 82 CE, Domitian ordered the temple rebuilt. Exodus 7:7. And Aaron 83 years old. 83 CE, Domitian was emperor. 2 Kings 12:6. But as the 23rd year of King Jehoash the priests had not repaired what was broken in the house. 2 Kings 12:7. So King Jehoash summoned Jehoiada, the priest, and the priests, and said to them, "Why have you not been repairing what is broken in the house? Now therefore take no more money from your acquaintances, but deliver it for what is broken in the house." First of 83 CE, work on the temple had not started. Esther 3:12. Then the king's scribe was summoned in the first month, on the 13th day of the month, and it was decreed in writing, and it was sealed with the king's signet ring. 2 Kings 13:1. In the 23rd year of Jehoash, the son of Ahaziah, the king of Judah, 13th of the first 83 CE, Domitian's order was sealed. 2 Chronicles 1:3. And Solomon and all the assembly with him went up to the high place that was in Gibeon, for the tent of meeting of God was there, which Moses, the servant of Jehovah, had made in the wilderness. The tent was there in 71 CE when Titus constructed it. 1 Kings 6:1. In the 4th year of his reign over Israel, in the month of Ziv, this is the second month, Solomon began to build the house of Jehovah. 2nd of 84 CE, Domitian began to rebuild the Jupiter temple. Ezekiel 40, verse 1. At the beginning of the year, on the 10th day of the month, in the 14th year after the city was struck down, 10th of the first 84 CE, the temple built by Vespasian and Titus in 75 CE was demolished. Zechariah 2:1. Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and there was a man, and in his hand was a measuring line. The foundation was measured. 1 Kings 6:37. In the 4th year, the foundation of the house of Jehovah was laid in the month of Ziv. 2 Chronicles 3:2. And he began to build on the 2nd day of the 2nd month in the 4th year of his reign. 2nd of 2nd, 84 CE, the foundation of the Jupiter temple began. 2 Chronicles 3:1. And Solomon began to build the house of Jehovah in Jerusalem on Mount Moriah, where he had appeared to David, his father, at the place that David prepared. 75 CE, Domitian appeared on the site in Rome where Titus constructed the temple. 1 Kings 6:1. The lowest story was 5 cubits wide, and the middle 6 cubits wide, and the third 7 cubits wide. For he provided for outsets of the house all around the house, outside, so that the beams would not be inserted into the walls of the house. 2 Chronicles 14:2. And Asa did what was good and upright in the sight of Jehovah his God. 2 Chronicles 14:3 and 2 Kings 23:4. For he removed the foreign altars and the high places and smashed the pillars and hewed down the Asherahs. Domitian destroyed the old building. He began to rebuild the Jupiter temple. 2 Chronicles 14:5. And from the cities of Judah he removed the high places and the incense altars, and the kingdom was quiet before him. Domitian broke down the old temple. 2 Corinthians 12:2. I know a man in Christ 14 years ago, whether in the body I do not know, or outside the body I do not know. God knows. Such a one was caught away in the third heaven. 85 CE, Domitian referred to Simon crucified on Zalicolum Hill in 71 CE. This was Mount Nebo, the third heaven. 2 Kings 8:16. Now in the 5th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, the king of Israel, while Jehoshaphat was king of Judah, Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, began to reign. 86 CE, Domitian continued to reign. 2 Chronicles 15:12. And they entered into a covenant to pursue Jehovah, the God of their fathers, with all their heart and with all their soul. Domitian was determined to follow the practices of Vespasian and Titus. 1 Kings 6:2. And the house which King Solomon built to Jehovah was 60 cubits long, and 20 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. Exodus 37:6. And he made an expiation cover of pure gold. 2.5 cubits was its length, and 1.5 cubits its width. Domitian made part of the roof with pure gold. Ezra 5:11. And they returned as an answer in this way, saying, we are the servants of the God of heaven and earth, and are rebuilding the house that was built many years ago, which a great king of Israel built and finished. This referred to Jupiter temple built by Titus and Vespasian in 70 to 75 CE. Haggai 1:8. Go up to the mountain and bring wood and build a house, and I will take pleasure in it and will be glorified, says Jehovah. The verse referred to Domitian as God. Ezekiel 29:17. And in the 27th year, in the first month, on the first day of the month, the word of Jehovah came to me, saying, first of the first 87 CE, Domitian spoke to Agrippa II. He was God. 1 Kings 8:2. And all the men of Israel assembled themselves before King Solomon at the feast in the month of Etnaim, which is the 7th month. 7th of 88 CE, Domitian kept a feast. 1 Kings 6:38. And in the 11th year, in the month of Bull, which is the 8th month, the house was completed in all its parts and according to all its specifications. Thus, he was 7 years building it. 11th year, 81 CE to 88 CE, 7 years. 8th of 88 CE, the temple of Jupiter was rebuilt. July 88 CE, 81 to 88 CE, 7 years. Ezra 7:7. Some of the children of Israel and some of the priests and the Levites and the singers and the gatekeepers and the temple servants also went up to Jerusalem in the 7th year of Artaxerxes, the king. 88 CE, 7th year referred to 88 CE, 81 to 88 CE, 7 years. 1 Kings 12:32. And Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month, on the 15th day of the month, like the feast that is in Judah. And he went up to the altar. He did likewise at Bethel, sacrificing to the calves that he had made. And he placed in Bethel the priests of the high places that he had made. 15th of the 8th, 88 CE, Domitian did not sacrifice humans. Instead, he appointed priests. 1 Kings 12:33. And he went up to the altar that he had made at Bethel on the 15th day in the 8th month, that is, the month he had devised in his own heart. And he ordained a feast for the children of Israel and went up to the altar to burn incense. 15th of the 8th, 88 CE, Domitian instituted a feast for the Jews. He went to burn incense. This was not a Roman custom. Ezra 6:16. And the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites, and the rest of the children of the captivity celebrated the dedication of this house of God with joy. This house of God referred to Domitian as God. The house referred to the temple. 15th of the 8th, 88 CE, Domitian declared himself God. This research proves that Bible records of the second temple pointed to Jupiter temple in Rome. The 70 years point to 70 CE, the destruction of Jerusalem temple in Israel and rebuilding of Jupiter temple in Rome. This proves without a doubt that ancient history was manipulated to fit into 1st century history.